Yo, what's up everybody? Holding Ice with you here. Bringing you Eden Zero, Chapter 45 manga review. This was titled Mildian's Battle Coliseum. This was a very, very interesting chapter. It was more of a info dump, but we did get some scraps here and there of fighting, but we get in front of our main fortune teller, or narrator, I should say. And she tells them, I'm not a fortune teller, I can read time. And they was like, ooh, interesting. And Homura was like, where's Valkyrie? And she stopped and she's like, wait, I already know you're here for Valkyrie. And she cut her off before she said Valkyrie. And she's like, how did you know that? I was gonna say where Valkyrie at. And she's like, oh, I know everything. I know Shiki, I know Rebecca, I know Pino, Happy, Wise. And she would just name them all, and they were all like, okay. Kind of weird if someone just to call out your name, you don't really know them like that. Especially in Japan culture, so that was kind of, and she was saying all their first names, so it was like, whoa. But she mentioned something interesting about this planet. She mentioned that time in this planet stops flowing. Even though outside of it, you know, it flows, but once she's there, it stops to flow. And she's not really talking about like Mildian, the planet of time. I believe she's talking about that temple of time that they're in right now. Because we know outside the temple everything was moving, so that means there must be time out there. But in this temple there's no time, and as you can see on the temple, there's nothing but that dark water lake that they are standing on. And Homura was like, well, can you just hurry up and give us some information about Valkyrie? And she started thinking, she was like, high information like that doesn't come cheap. And everyone starts to be like, oh, and you have Chiki in the background, and like, man, cheapskate. And it was just a funny moment between them. And she tells them, well, this information, you know, she was saying to herself, but they overheard it. And I was like, this is unique. She said something about, this information is a level 10 threat to the world if they were to meet Valkyrie. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Level 10? You mean there's levels? Like, besides the power levels that we already know that exist, there's levels of threat now. So it's like, that's kind of cool how Mashima just keep building up the story, while at the same time building up these beautiful arcs that we've been having so far. And then she ended up snapping her fingers after she's at level 10, and they all sank into the water. And that's just when they end up in Mildian's Battle Coliseum. And she's there playing, like, I guess you could say the Caesar. And she was like, y'all have to win your battle, and if y'all win your battle, I'll give y'all information that y'all want to know. So Homura steps up to take the battle, but Shiki kind of stops her, and he's like, I got this, I want to let loose. And she's like, but, you know, Shiki just didn't listen, he just went out first. And we have this one guy who comes up to fight Shiki, and he looks like a bodybuilder, but his body is like all metal and metallic. And everyone was like kind of worried. They was like, can Shiki really take this guy on? And Rebecca was the only one that was like, she had faith in him. And she was like, yeah, he could most likely win this. And it's funny because he did win the battle and he won in one punch. But before he won, it was stated by Pino and Happy, if you can tell the future, isn't this going to be boring for you since you could read time? And she states that in time, not everything is set and there's always multiple possibilities. So I guess if the way I took it, my perspective is that even if you do one thing, that one thing has many different outcomes. And she can read each outcome, but I don't believe she probably knows which outcome is going to be the precise one. I give you an example. Let's say somebody falls. She's going to see that they're going to fall, but she's not going to be able to see how they fall or which way they fall. Something like that, I believe. I mean, it was really vague. It wasn't really flushly explained out, right, what she meant by that. But that's just my interpretation of that. I can't even say the word right. My interpretation of that. But yeah, Shiki won his battle, and I love her personality, how she went from this sweet, calm, oracle chick to now she's like this battle hungry, I want to watch fights type of chick. And she kind of reminds me right now of like a female Wizard King from Black Clover. You know how the Wizard King loves seeing magic and fights. well, that's how she is, and she's like in love, and she saw Shiki's technique. And then she says something very interesting towards the end of the chapter. She states Shiki's a wonderful child. Maybe that's why his mother, and she stopped herself. And that's when we get the end of the chapter, and I'm like, oh boy. And that's like the meat and potato of the chapter, was that ending. That ending cliffhanger was hype. We know that Shamel, or a narrator, she knows everything. Supposedly, nothing escapes her. It's like anything you want to know, she has. She has all knowledges, supposedly, of everything. So the fact that she knows Shiki's mother, that's very impressive. Because you gotta think, if she knows Shiki's mother and she mentioned her like that, but we're not getting her name dropped or why, and we know Shiki's parents left them on Granville, then Shiki's parents, mainly the mother, must be someone very important. And if y'all remember, the main reason of Eden Zero, the spaceship, is to travel the cosmos to actually look for Mother, the goddess that everyone is looking for, the mother of all things, I believe they call her. She's technically like the Final Fantasy version of Genova, but a more nicer person, I guess you can say. And we did get to see her once, we the viewers, so maybe that is actually Shiki's biological mother. Just throwing that out there. I don't see nobody talking about that, but that could be a possibility, that that's his mom. I mean, technically, if she's a goddess, wouldn't that mean Shiki the god? Or demigod? Just saying, just throwing it out there, but that was interesting. Another interesting thing that I really find interesting, this excited me the most, and I don't see a lot of people talking about this either, is the fact that what she stated in the beginning of the chapter. When she came out, she told them that time does not exist in this place. Outside it does, in the outer layer of the, outside of the temple, but inside time is stopped. It does not exist. So technically, the one thing that came to my mind, Dragon Ball Z. And Dragon Ball Z, for anyone who knows about Dragon Ball Z, they have the hyperbolical time chamber. And in there, time is speed up. But in here is a little bit different. This room, time is not speed up. Time is stopped from outside. Which means you can train in this room for 100 years and you will still look the same. Because your time is not going to continue until you outside. So the way I figured is, maybe what Shiki's going to do is come here, train and fight, entertain her, get information, and leave. And gain more power. Because if you think about it, if he comes in and he trains, he's going to stay the same age that he is right now, 18. So if he stays here for 10 years, once he comes out, then he's going to start to age. But it's not like automatically, it's more like a pause. You know how like when you're listening to music, then you pause it to do whatever you have to do. Like let's say your mom calls you or your boss calls you, whoever, or roommate or whatever. And you pause whatever you're listening to or watching, and then you go talk to them for whatever, a couple minutes, and when you come back, you just unpause it and you continue from the time that you have left. So maybe that's how the room's gonna work. And I can see this as a really great training tool for Shiki and his group. And I also believe that this is also the reason why Zamel is Shamel, why she's doing this. You have to remember, 1, she's a narrator, 2, she's known as the Oracle of Time, and 3, she knows all things. Put these 3 together, you have to imagine that she knows that Drake and Joe, is after Eden Zero. He's interested in it, thanks to Spider. So, if she knows this information, which most likely she does, maybe the reason why she's doing this is not because she wants them to pay a toll for the information they gain Valkyrie. Maybe she's worried for their safety and she wants to train them. Just throwing that theory out there, because it seems kind of convenient. The last 2 chapters, we had Drake and Joe, and he wants to know about the Eden Zero spaceship, which is under Shiki's control. And since Shamel is the narrator and she knows all things, it would make sense that she could see that he's a threat and he's coming. And that these are the main characters, so she's going to probably want to help them. Because she doesn't look like a bad person. So I wouldn't really be surprised if again, she's doing all this as a facade to help them out. And the reason why she's having them battle is not because she wants them to win the information, but she wants them to actually get strong enough so they can actually fight Drake and Joe. Because remember, he's a warlord, and there's 7 galactic warlords, and he's one of them. We don't know what his ranking is, but we do know he's known as the alchemist amongst them. So, and if you know anything about alchemy, they are about making elixirs and deadly potions and stuff like that. So, it's gonna be interesting to see Shiki's gravity power versus his. But that was all I have for you guys. That's all the chapter. Really great chapter, chapter 45. If you have not seen it, I advise you go see it. If you've already seen it, go see it again. Really great stuff. Can't wait for next week's chapter. This was lit. But that's all I have for you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, share with your family and friends. Give this video a like. Follow me on Twitter. Link me down below. But that's all I have for you guys. Peace out and have a good one.